Today, I want to talk about something when they're very prevalent for Nigeria. And this thing are the fact say most of us Nigerians, once we don't like one particular politician, we dey support am with every fiber of our being to the extent say even when the politician they misbehave or they misyam or they do things we're not supposed to do, we see they support them, they go blindly. You know. Meanwhile, these politicians, if you watch them very well, even when they disagree with each other, their disagreement need to reach their mind. Some years back, Atiku Abubakar they campaign against Buhari. After they do election, INEC declare Buhari as winner. Atiku go tribunal, go court, go challenge Buhari. Nothing when he not talk about Buhari. But today, that same Atiku now, they try to form opposition against Tinubu. One of the first people when he lead delegation go meet for a house for Kaduna, now the same Buhari when they abuse. So apparently, Atiku now believes that he needs Buhari to be able to take out Tinubu in 2027. What does that tell you? Whatever he was saying about Buhari in the past was just politics, probably, because if he actually meant what he was saying about him, I don't think he would be going to his house to shake his hands and be paying homage and now be soliciting for his support. I mean, a man that you told us was not good for the job, a man you said you were better than, why would you go back cap in hand to start begging for your support again? Now, this one's supposed to be lesson to us, will be voters and followers, because I know say many people that they take this politics very personal. I know people will block me for Facebook because of say will they support different candidates during election. In other countries, people they see these things as a right. Just like you get the right to support your candidate, now so I get right to support my own too. They not get where they right and put say me and you must support the same candidate. So if you feel that it's your right to support a particular candidate, you also have to respect my right to support a particular candidate. But that's not what happens oftentimes. Nigerians, they take these things personal. They go block you for Facebook, block you for WhatsApp, just because you know they support their candidate. I don't see friends, they quarrel, they are no longer talking. Why? Because of politics. Meanwhile, the politicians who they support, so who would they, because of them, they quarrel, so they don't roll that way. Every 4 years, they go align with themselves. The ones who they quarrel will become new friends. At the end of the day, what did the politicians they look for? Not just one interest, how to grab power. So in politics, there are no permanent enemies. What you have is permanent interest. And at every point in time, any political party, any group that will enable you achieve that permanent interest, that's what a politician will align with, but not their followers. Their followers, they won't die on top of any matter will concern their political favorite. And then I waiting we need to stop. The purpose of this video is to sensitize us Nigerians to the fact say, at the end of the day, we need to identify our permanent interest in this whole thing. If the permanent interest now good governance, good life for Nigerians, then at every point in time, waiting go inform your decision to support anybody. Now the person who you believe in be the best to provide that good life for Nigerians. Sometimes the one who you think be the best will not eventually be the best when he enter power. But at least give yourself that happiness of selecting the one that you are convinced is the best for the job. Not just because he come from your tribe, not because he come from one political party where you don't align with for many years, not because they speak grammar or they talk. Look their track record. They funny sometimes when somebody will be governor for a state for like 8 years go come, they talk things when we not feel achieve for a state, you go say go fit do them for the federal level, people go they believe them. It does not make sense. You go see somebody who don't do the federal level for many years, they play different rules, it never really make any difference. One day you could just wake up, say you want to become president because you hate the current president when they power. So at that time, you could just say you want to support the guy when they talk big. We not really get anything to show for all the years we don't the power. These are sentiments. And then some people, there's this attitude they put up, is this thing that is defined as your enemy, or an enemy to my enemy is my friend. So if you don't identify one politician as your enemy, somebody where you not like, anybody when they fight that politician, even if not devil, you go align with that devil to fight the politician. And then there's another attitude that Nigerians put up that is very, very bad. The fact say you hate a particular politician not mean say if you do something when they're right, you not go just at least admit say this guy do this one. I agree, say he try for this particular aspect. Let me give you a practical example. All the years when Obasanjo did there, I not really like the guy. I supported Falai against him. But when Obasanjo won, I mean, I had to make the necessary adjustments. All the opinion articles that I wrote all through the Obasanjo years that were published in either the Guardian or any of those dailies, they were geared towards suggesting ways in which the country can be better. Yes, I would criticize Obasanjo then, but my criticisms were constructive. I'm not going to say because Fala alone win, no could pull Nigeria down, will scatter everywhere. No, that's not how to play politics. That's childish, that is demonic, that's wicked. But that's the attitude that most people put up. Once their candidate not win, the country must scatter. You go enter internet, they call Nigeria names. Nigeria is finished. Nigeria is a shithole. Nigeria, you get what they tell you. There was once a country. All those comments and statements are very unfortunate and unnecessary. You feel not like the president when they in power, but do not let that translate into hatred for your country, because that's what I see with most people. They are so bitter that a particular person is president that they transfer that bitterness to Nigeria as an entity. You want to hate your country because the country has a leader that you don't like. What if after that leader, the one that you like now comes? Do you think you can easily undo that hatred? I know some people in the past 8 years or so, when they campaign vigorously against Nigeria, for social media, they abuse Nigeria, they talk all kinds of nonsense about Nigeria. When the jackpot syndrome comes, then travel out. What they didn't know is that all that campaign that they were doing is going to come back to haunt them. Now they are in countries where Nigeria is not rated highly, not because of anything that anybody did, but because of the things that those countries see on social media that Nigerians have been saying about their own country. So you sit down for Nigeria, they blast Nigeria, they hate on Nigeria because you don't like one particular leader where they're in charge. Then some years later, you are fed up with the system, you decide to travel out, you now travel to a country that took you seriously when you were saying stupid things about Nigeria. I say stupid things because some of the things that we say are actually outrightly stupid. Now, I'm not trying to denigrate anybody who offers constructive criticism. If our leaders need to do well, you can criticize them constructively. But when it gets to a point where you denigrate your own country, where you demonize your own country because you don't like a particular political party that is in power, or you don't like one particular president when they rule, you do yourself, because at the end of the day, it will come back to haunt you. I know people who are living in some countries today who are complaining that they are not getting the necessary cooperation that they want from those countries because they see Nigeria in a certain kind of light. But they were the ones that were promoting Nigeria in that kind of light. You get one video when I watch, when I need to forget, of two girls when travel go somewhere for Europe. American girls. One Uber driver, I think from Africa, come they carry them around. Immediately the Uber driver discovers that they be Americans. That time when Trump, they doing first tenure, the guy come begin, they abuse Trump. These two girls attack the guy, tackle the guy. Consider no one follow the Uber against him, make it drop them. But what struck me was when one of them was saying, look, I did not vote for Trump. I don't even like Trump. I wish someone else was the president of the United States of America. But you can't say that about my president. Check that out. She not vote for Trump. She not like Trump. She wished someone else was president. But because Trump was the American president and a symbol of her being an American citizen, she said a foreigner does not have the right to say nonsense about her president. That got to me. How many Nigerians can put up that kind of attitude? Some go say, okay, what in Nigeria don't do for you, we go make you defend Nigeria at all costs. See, that's where we get it wrong. The Nigeria, what would they talk so? Not be human being, is an entity. And that entity is what it is based on the behavioral attitude of the over 200 and something million people that are from that entity. So Nigeria will always assume the nature, the character of the people that make up the entity called Nigeria. So if you do your part well, I do my part well, Nigeria will have a good image. There are countries that have bad leadership, but because the citizens have put up a very demonstrable, agreeable attitude towards their country and towards the external world, namely the international community, sees those countries in good light despite their bad leadership. But Nigeria is one of the few countries today that has bad reputation abroad because we have bad leadership and also because we have bad citizens who do not represent the country well. This has to change, guys. It has to change. Irrespective of what you feel about the leadership of this country, do not talk ill of your country. Do not talk bad about your country, because these things that we post online all add up to the image that Nigeria is seen with in the international community. It is not just about the leadership. It is also about the people. And by the way, a leadership of a country cannot be different from the people. If the people are cool, the tendency is that the leadership will be cool. But if the people are not cool, you cannot produce what you are not. A leadership is always almost a reflection of the people that they lead. So if we are all right, eventually the leadership will be right. But if we keep on acting like we don't have a stake in this country and we just put up an attitude of anyhowness, as they talk for worry, we'll continue to have a situation of anyhowness. Well, I don't talk with you, I won't talk. If you listen to this and it makes sense to you, not a tap on your. But if you listen and you know if you grab anything positive for this message when I just keep so, you are a salala.